Hello everyone, Mick MMA here, and we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalev was announced not too long ago. I believe it was Saturday night, or last Saturday night. It was announced. So yeah, UFC 313 is getting saved by Alex Pereira coming in again. Pretty short notice, another 6 week fight camp for Alex Pereira, but nothing that he's not used to. Something we got to know about this though is that it's taking place during Ramadan, and Magomed Ankalaev is of the Muslim persuasion, and during Ramadan is I'm not entirely. I gotta be honest. I'm pretty ignorant about a lot of the whole rules and stuff like that of Ramadan. I think you're not supposed to eat during the day, and you can only eat after the sun has gone down. Could be wrong, but anyways, they're not supposed to eat a lot, so it should mess up his training, his overall mood and flow of things. I'm a much not so happy person when I don't get to eat, so yeah. Um, I think I'm gonna end up picking Alex Pereira for this. I think he's just I haven't show like I think it's just gonna be a stand up fight. I haven't been shown anything by Magomed Ankalaev that shows that he's gonna straight blast double and shoot for that single leg and get him down right at the beginning. Now I could be completely wrong, and that could be one of the first things he does right off the gate. It's very possible. It could be that he didn't see much of the other people that he's fought as much of a striking threat. But also at the same time, if you have that supreme grappling like a Khabib does, I'm sure that you would typically spam it, especially at light heavyweight, where if you want to take as minimal damage as possible, you should. I've seen some people stuff Magomed Ankalaev's takedowns. I'm not gonna lie. Um, he's been sprawled on pretty hard a couple times, and in that Johnny Walker fight, people forget, man. Um, Not to steal that too much from I mean, look, a lot of things people are gonna say I'm stealing from MMA Guru, but at the end of the day, um, people forget, man, is a common phrase that is now being used amongst all the MMA community. So I don't want to hear any sort of comparisons. Anyways, people forget that Magomed Ankalaev has had problems taking people down, specifically Jan Blachowicz. He was giving him or Jan Blachowicz was giving him a lot of trouble in their fight. Johnny Walker was giving problems to Magomed Ankalaev in his fight. So yeah, I have Alex Pereira. KO, TKO, round one, round two. I think he catches him with that beautiful, crisp left hook. It just seems like everyone seems to fall for it. He just starts with a body jab, maybe tests it in a couple spots, just feels it out, and then he just lands it. It's good night. It's typically good night. Not a lot of people can absorb that shot from Alex Pereira. I'll be surprised if Magomed Ankalaev can, you know, even just be wobbled from it, because typically when Pereira's hitting these people with these shots, they're falling straight to their back typically. So we'll see how he can absorb those shots. And then for our co-main event, we have Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje. This should be a pretty interesting fight. Um, I think I'm gonna go with Justin Gaethje on this one. I know Dan Hooker's a little bit on a win streak right now. He's fought some tough dudes, but I gotta be honest. The wars. I know he's a warrior. He's gone through some wars and stuff like that. I feel like, and I know Justin Gaethje's gone through some wars. So I'm trying to. My point is kind of not making much sense, but I feel like Justin Gaethje has had some has had less wars as far as recently goes compared to Dan Hooker. The Jalen Turner fight, the Gamrot fight were both like really tough battles for him. And what was the fight before that? Actually, I think the fight before that. Let me just look real quick. Yep. So it's yeah, Puelas. He didn't have actually. He actually TKO'd him in the second round. But as of recently, two split decision wins. Over two guys. I think Justin Gaethje could probably knock out, honestly, or at least really badly TKO or visibly damaged, maybe with a cut or something. I feel like Justin Gaethje's gonna get it done round 1 KO or TKO. I feel like he's gonna catch Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's gonna try to play the long range weapon, try to get those keep kicks, maybe some knees up the middle, try to dissuade Justin Gaethje from getting in too close. But I think Justin Gaethje is gonna kind of follow the same game plan as Michael Chandler did, which is blitz early at the beginning of the round. Because Dan Hooker, he takes a little bit of time to get started. We saw in his fight against Arnold Adams. I don't know. I forget his last name. But anyways, 145er British fighter Arnold. Man, I feel like I have his last name on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, he had problems with him. He got knocked out or TKO'd in the first round through a fast exchange, and I know that was Dan Hooker cutting down to 145. But nevertheless, we've seen a couple times that if Dan Hooker gets blitzed early on, he's going to have trouble getting his defenses up and dealing with powerful KO shots. So I think for that reason, I'm going to end up going with Justin Gaethje. I think he gets it done. Something else I wanted to go over because I feel like it doesn't get enough recognition is my boy Darren Till finally got a win. Jesus Christ, it has been so long since I've had a Darren Till fight that he's won and knocked someone out, and it looked great too. I'm going to show it really quick. Ooh. So just a brutal uppercut. Oh, just picture perfect uppercut. And now it sucks it had to be Anthony Taylor because I wish he could have gotten maybe a bit of a better opponent. But you know what? I'm glad he got a win, even if it's in Misfits. Darren, do one more fight in boxing and then head straight back to the UFC because we need you in the middleweight division. Other than Sean Strickland, Izzy's entertaining. Other than Sean Strickland and Izzy, I can't think of as far as personality wise, who really stands out. And a lot of people may hate Sean Strickland, but at the end of the day, he brings in eyes, whether you like his personality or not. You can't deny that he has personality. He talks. He hypes up the fight. He says a lot of crazy things, gets people to tune in. Darren Till, he might be a little bit more low key about it, but man, when he was hitting those promos and his trash talking was on point, he was a sight to behold, really. Kind of like a British Connor rising at the time, but they fast tracked him, lost to Woodley. Ever since he lost to Woodley, he's kind of been he went on a pretty down. I think he didn't win one fight after the Woodley fight. Honestly, that was a long time ago. Because I think he fought Woodley, and then I think he moved up to 185. No, he moved up to 185. He fought Kelvin Gastelum. Had a close fight with him. After that, COVID, fought Robert Whittaker. Had a close fight with him. Lost that one, unfortunately. I wish he would have beat Robert Whittaker in that one, because Darren Till versus Izzy would have been fun at that time. Anyways, lost to Robert Whittaker. Then lost to Derek Brunson. That was really hard to watch. That one was tough because he looked so out of shape. And then Darren ended up losing to Dricus, who is now the current champion. So hey, not honestly the worst loss you can come off of leaving the UFC for. I know Dricus at the time was like 12 or 10 or something, and Darren Till was like 7. So yeah, been missing Darren Till. I just read that on the bottom there all weirdly. Been missing Darren Till. I hope he comes back to the UFC. Kevin Holland versus Darren Till. Now, if Kevin Holland still wants to fight at 185, let him. Let Darren Till come back and make, quick knockout over Kevin Holland, or hell, I think he could even submit Holland. I think Kevin Holland could be submitted or TKO'd by Darren Till. Because Darren Till, I think he still has some fire in him to go for a championship run in the UFC. But we will see. These are my fantasies. Maybe Till fights in another boxing fight and gets brutally TKO'd or just shown up. But we'll see. For now, I'm really happy that Darren Till won his fight. And yeah, Anyways, next, and as far as the news goes, we have Tough 33 happening, and it's going to be DC and Chael Sonnen. Chael, Chael just knows how to work the camera so well. But anyways, I'm really happy for this. This is what the Tough really needs, honestly. They need some more personality in it. I was going to I was going to pray that it wasn't going to be like Valentina Shevchenko versus what's her face, Alexa Grasso, or some other women's coaches, or even just like any of the men's coaches right now. I think DC and Chael Sonnen are gonna make a great show. I think it'll be pretty funny to see what the coach challenges are. If there any sort of athleticism involved, I think Chael Sonnen probably will have to be maybe tested for that. No, I'm just kidding. I think Chael Sonnen will probably end up winning most of the coaches' challenges, unless it's eating a bunch of chicken and cake. Then that goes to DC. He'll end up winning that, no problem. I think I saw that it was welterweights and middleweights, I believe. So that should be pretty good. That's more of Chael's territory than DC's, but both of them are going to be good coaches. A little bit old, but that doesn't mean that, Tough can't be fun still, even if there's no fight going on. And I think that's kind of where the direction of the UFC is going, where they don't need to have a fight at the end of Tough anymore. Um, Especially since Connor and Chandler never happened. I think they're just gonna be like, all right, well, maybe we get some legends and we just have them as coaches. Which I think, honestly, for these past UFC vets and stuff, why don't we get a Jens Pulver as a coach, for some lightweights and stuff like that? I bet like he would have a lot of great advice. Maybe a Jens Pulver and who's a good other 155 or BJ Penn, even though he's a little bit crazy right now. Maybe a different 155 or just another good welterweight. In general, that'd be a good coach that's also a legend. Trying to think. I can't think of anyone. But we should start giving UFC vets coach positions. Hell, even bring back a Rampage Jackson Rashad Evans. I'm sure Rampage would love to do something like that. You know, to run it part 2 or whatever, but this time they don't fight. They just they just have their fighters fight, and whoever gets the most wins at the end of the day, that's who ends up winning. So, obviously, duh. But anyways, Chael Sonnen in DC, really looking forward to it. I'll try to cover some of the episodes if anything really interesting happens. Honestly, though, as far as matchups go, I don't think there'll be really anything too crazy or interesting. Funny enough, I saw an application to join Tough 33. If you look that up, if you just type in Tough 33, one of the first things that will pop up is applications for Tough 33. So if you have 3 wins and you're a professional MMA fighter, apply now and you could probably get in there. Obviously, should kind of live near this area, but it did say that they can fly you out. So yeah, cool. Looking for Tough 33. I wanted to end the video with going over some of the things Magomed Ankalev said. I know this is a little bit out of order. I probably should have done Pereira Ankalev and then some of the tweets, but I want to go over some of the tweets of Ankalev and just, like, why are we have to go, actually, there is no line that you cannot cross in MMA. You can talk about anything you want, honestly, and you should be able to dish it and you should be able to take it. That is of my opinion. I think if you mention as far as like you are this and your kids are this and your wife is this or whatever, then all gloves are off and anything goes pretty much. But it has to be initiated. If it's not if it's done like off the bat, kind of like how Magomed Ankalaev is doing this. I mean, let me just read this tweet in case you haven't already read it. He go to all UFC fight to get free alcohol and get camera time on the other hand. I've been training so hard. March 8, alcohol not help you. Shima. Now, a lot of people are saying Ali Abdelaziz is tweeting for Magomed Ankalaev, but just based off the grammar, I don't know, man. He go to all UFC fight to get free alcohol. That sounds like the thumbs of Magomed Ankalaev. So a lot of people are saying it's Ali who's tweeting this. But I personally think I think it's just him. And it's just like crappy English translate maybe. You just signed your death certificate. I'm gonna punish you for ducking me, and I'm gonna make you look like a guy work in a tire shop, not professional fighter. Um, wow, look at that. Look at that absolute ratio on numbers here. Not a good time to be a Dagestani fan or a Russian fighter fan, if I'm going to be completely honest. We're hoping to, I say we as in basically anyone who's not a Dagestani fan or whatever. And I'm not even like, I am a fan of some of the Dagestanis. Or I guess he really isn't Dagestani, but what's his name? Shara Bullet. I'm a fan of fighters from the Caucasus Mountains. Okay, some fighters from the Caucasus Mountains, but others I am not fan of. And Magomed Ankalaev is one of those people. Now he does he have pretty entertaining fights? Yes, he actually does do a lot of striking and a lot of dynamic things. That's why I think it's gonna get him in trouble against Alex Pereira. He's gonna try some crazy sweeping roundhouse kick or just something explosive. Alex Pereira's gonna step out of the way of it and just boom right to Magomed Ankalaev's chin. And honestly, this is setting up Magomed Ankalaev to get maybe even like this could be worse than Jamal Hill. It'll definitely be worse than what happened with Merab and Umar. If Alex Pereira ends up beating Magomed Ankalaev, you will never hear the end of it from Alex Pereira's fans. You will never hear the end of it, and you will never hear the end of Magomed Ankalaev fans coping. It will probably be one of the longest ongoing like cope sessions of MMA if Alex Pereira ends up winning Magomed Ankalaev. It would be absolutely insane, and it's something I'm looking forward to. And again, I have Alex Pereira at my round 1 KO or TKO, and I hope he does another one of like these, or he like does something like a celebratory dance over Magomed Ankalaev, because yeah, doing this whole I'm gonna make you look like a tire shop worker, and you only came to the UFC so you can drink alcohol and stuff like that. Like, I'm pretty sure Alex Pereira's never. The only thing he's ever done is just said like "chama" or like "I'm going to win" and stuff like that. So I'll have to see. Sorry for the burp. I'll have to see if Pereira ever initiated anything, but as far as I know, there's no history of that. But yeah, Magomed Ankalaev looking like an asshole, looking like the villain, and maybe he's doing it on purpose, but I don't know. I don't see the point of like Pierre's one of the few people. Normally, I'm like, hey, let's it's good to have a heel and stuff like that. He's one of those people you do not want to be disrespectful to and like saying things like this, especially with his fans too. His fans are, and I'm a fan, but I'm not one of those Alex Pereira fans that is like absolutely rabid. Kind of like Khabib fans, absolutely rabid fan base. But anyways, so that's my pick for the UFC main event. Again, happy Darren Till won his fight. Son and Cormier as coaches. Awesome. Can't wait to see that. And yeah, that's the news for today. My next video tomorrow is going to be the PFL main event and co-main event breakdown, as well as PFL mistakes and other things PFL is doing and just sucking at in general. But anyways, that's for tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow, and make sure to tune in. But thank you for watching. Have a great day.